The dawn of a new South Africa was on the horizon, but the journey had only just begun. The struggle for reform. David's inauguration was a somber affair, a stark contrast to the jubilant celebrations that had marked his election victory. The air was thick with anticipation and unease as he stood before the Union buildings in Pretoria, the iconic sandstone structure bathed in the soft light of an overcast morning. The weight of the nation's expectations rested heavily on his shoulders, a burden he carried with quiet determination. Around him, the crowd was a sea of faces, hopeful, skeptical, weary, but all watching intently as he raised his right hand and took the oath of office. His voice, steady and resolute, echoed across the gathered masses and the millions watching at home. He knew the road ahead would be fraught with challenges, but he was determined to see it through. The journey to rebuild South Africa had begun. His first act as president was as bold as it was necessary. Within hours of his inauguration, David announced the establishment of a special anti-corruption tribunal, a body staffed with honest, independent investigators handpicked for their integrity and expertise. The tribunal's mandate was clear and uncompromising: root out corruption at all levels of government, no matter how high the office or how powerful the individual. It was a declaration of war on the systemic graft that had crippled the nation for decades. The arrests began swiftly, sending shockwaves through the political establishment. High-ranking officials, including members of David's own party, were taken into custody in a series of meticulously coordinated raids. The public watched in awe as the once untouchable elites were paraded before the cameras, their expressions a mix of defiance and disbelief. For many South Africans, it was a cathartic moment, a long overdue reckoning. But the backlash was immediate and vicious. Corrupt politicians, radical groups, and even factions within the government began to conspire against him. Behind closed doors, they plotted his downfall, their whispers of dissent growing into a chorus of opposition. Death threats poured in, some veiled, others chillingly explicit. One evening, as David's motorcade wound its way through the streets of Pretoria, an assassination attempt was narrowly thwarted when a vigilant security officer spotted a suspicious figure lurking near the route.